summer's day in Shepherdstown. An eagle in a thermal is a circling round like a tire on a bike rolling down Columbus Street. But Katie got a little look of hope in her eyes, and her arms unfolded and she looked to the skies and said, I'm gonna learn to fly around with you, yeah.
Well, good evening, everybody. Welcome to episode 44 of Knitting on the Fly. I love my friends. I am Katie, aka JetGirl1313, and welcome to the show. It is, you think I'd know the date, January 19th, 2012. And I do. I love my friends. You guys have been phenomenal this week, but I will talk more about that later. So let's get right into it. I was just prepping for the show by watching Heather from the Fibrista Files. And, yeah, now she's on pause and she's going to finish loading while I do my podcast. So, last week was a little rough, to say the least. You guys made it a lot easier. I'm going to get into some more specific stuff later, but, you guys helped out a lot. We did get final word that we are losing the contract for sure, so that is okay. Well, it's not okay, but there's nothing I can do about it, so it has to be okay. We did find out for sure that it is going to the other company. I did touch base with the other company. It was lots of ups and downs. You know, there was some hope that some things we had discovered would maybe sway them to come back, and it didn't. And then I got contact information for the new company because they want us to go with. And so that was kind of the one downturn. And then the second one was when I actually talked to them about what they're offering and what kind of, where they're going to base the plane and everything else. And it's not something I'm willing to do. They want to put the plane down on the Cape. I don't want to live on the Cape. If any of you do, there's no offense. I've made my life here. So, I'm happy where I am. I don't want to move. And I don't want to be 5 hours further away from my honey. So, yeah. So, I am on to the next thing, which is, I talked about it in a plurk. My next jet setting, at least as of the moment, will possibly be to Dallas in March. I've got some friends down there, non-knitting friends actually. It's the sister and brother-in-law of a good pilot friend of mine that live down there, and the Women in Aviation Conference is down there. And that is a great place to network and to go talk to the big dogs. Delta, American, Continental, United, or Co-United as we all call them now. It's actually United, but sorry, aviation humor. And that's the place to go to make the contacts. They do little mini interviews there, figure out if they can stand you for 4 days in a cockpit, and you go on the short list. So I'm hoping to get on a couple short lists. But in the meantime, I have contacted Cape Air. I will be coming back from part-time with them, hopefully the end of February. That's the plan. So I am actually going down Friday morning, tomorrow morning, for my check ride. And hopefully we'll get to talk to them face-to-face. They're taking me all the way to Hyannis for my check ride. God, I hope I get there. The weather's supposed to be crap in the morning. So hopefully I can get down to... I've got to go to Boston, then through Nantucket to Hyannis. So I've got to take 3 flights before I even do my check ride. And I don't get home till 7:30 tomorrow night, which totally sucks. So I'm just bitter right now. It's like they could just fly me down, do my check ride in Boston, and I could be home by 3. But nope. Not this time. Not how that would make sense. Anyway. Maybe I should record earlier in the day. I get bitter by the end, I guess. Let's see. I did not go to my cousin's wedding on Saturday. I needed to be home with my honey. I was only going to end up being there for about 18 hours. And to me, to have to take 2 flights, get there, attend a wedding, get up at 4 in the morning, and fly home 2 flights did not seem appealing. Plus, I wasn't in the best of moods. I didn't want to rehash everything that I'd gone that week with my entire family, so I stayed home with my honey. So that is what I did. It was very nice. It was very refreshing. It was very energizing. And it was good. So I really liked that. It was a very strange week. It feels like it was weeks ago, and it was only 9 days ago that we found out. So it's been crazy. But it's nice to know I have options. I'm hoping I can get right back into it with Cape Air. There is some politics that have to go along. There are some things I have to do. One of which is I've got to, without getting too involved, I have a seniority number. Right now that is on hold because I've been on a leave. I've been on part-time status. In order to come back and exercise my seniority, I have to do a bid picking from the end of the list, which means when they do the next bid, which will hopefully be like a 3-week bid or a 4-week bid, I will probably have to go somewhere else, which isn't great, but if it gets me full-time somewhere back in Rockland or Augusta, that's what I'm going for. So, that's okay. I need to have a job. So, one way or the other, I'll make it work. Let's see. We did cancel last Friday work because of the nasty ice storm here in the Northeast. It was disgusting here. I'm right on the coast, so it's a little different from those inland because they got tons of snow. We got a whole bunch of snow, and then it was freezing rain on top of it. So, I had like 2 inches of snow plus like 3/4 of an inch on ice on everything. My yard was ridiculous. It was a skating rink for 3 or 4 days until it rained on it again, and now it's all gone. But I'm just glad we canceled because it was so ugly. I battened down the hatches Thursday, Friday. I was going to try to go up and see my honey, but weather stood in the way, and which was kind of a bummer. Oh, and yes, Heather, I do get emotional about my honey. It's up there, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And Heather, haha, you got emotional. You got emotional. Just kidding. Much love to you, woman. I'm glad you're so emotional. It's a great thing. Congratulations on your job and your business, and I love your stuff, and I keep on using it. So, if you're not watching the Five Barista Files, you should go check her out at fivebaristafiles.com. It's Heather, Beautrue's Babe, and check out her Ravelry group, as is mine. So, Heather, I'm glad you had such a great year, and I'm glad you are so darn excited about it. Good job. Make fun of me. I know, I'm so mature, right? No, she was teasing me on her podcast that I get all emotional. Yep, that's who I am. I'm really just me on this. Tears and choked up and goofball, and that's just what you see is what you get. We did fly to Allentown, Pennsylvania this week amongst our regular run to Boston. It was very nice. The weather was very good. A little bumpy down low, but it was so beautiful up high. Nice and clear. It was very nice. It was a great trip. A couple hours, which is just perfect. Let's see. On to the knitting. Haha. En route. I've got a snuggle. It's a fuzzy snuggle. It's kind of a big one. I don't even know how many inches it is. Let me see. It's about 20 inches. So it's going to be a big snuggle. It's just red heart with some brunette boa. And I saw one of the other ones had used fun fur because they like the rough look of it, or it makes it squishy too. So I'm burning up some of my acrylic. Woo woo. So that is going very well. That is for the Yarnivore Snuggle Challenge to make lots of snuggles for our local fur babies. A bunch of you have posted pictures. Thank you very much. I am going to talk a little more about it and show a picture in reservations. But we got a great donation for one prize, and I'm working on some stitch markers and stuff for other prizes. But there's a bunch of people doing it. I'm not even going to list them all because I'm really behind on my podcasts. I'm pretty sure Knittables is doing it. Steven from Dramatic Knits. And I don't remember who else. But we're making stuff for the fur babies. So, Hiawassee Dye Works. I hope I said that right. Hiawassee Dye Works. I probably should have asked. Which is a third of the 3U's Twisted and Fiber group. Has branched out on her own, and she dyed up this gorgeous skein of yarn. I don't have it here, so instead of double shipping, she's going to ship it right to whoever wins the drawing. So if you post one in mine, you can also post it in Sadie's, the Yarnivore group, but you can't go post it in Diane's or Steven's. You can post all of them in the Yarnivore group, but then pick one other podcaster if you want to knit along with one of us. So you can only double dip. You can't triple, quadruple, or quintuple. Quintuple? I don't know. Dip. You can only dip in one. Let's see. Vanilla socks. I'm going to talk about... the Interrupting Cow socks and Skithach's hat are still floundering somewhere. To be honest, I'm not even sure where that project bag is, which is sort of disturbing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find it. So they're floundering around here somewhere. I don't know where. Are here somewhere. The wedding blanket is gonna be ripped out. 'Cause I hate it. I hate it. I hate the pattern. It's boring. It is mind-numbingly boring. So I'm ripping it out. I'm going to use the same yarn because I like the yarn, but I'm ripping out the pattern because it's awful. So that's going to the frog ponds. Hasn't yet, but it will. Landed, I kind of have a sort of landed. The bulk of the knitting is done for my vanilla socks. So I'm going to do an afterthought heel. I'm really bummed because I did a great cast off on my first one. It's perfectly stretchy. It is not the surprisingly stretchy cast off because I hate that one. I can't get it to do it correctly. So I had done a bunch of Googling and I found it and I cast off and it was perfect. And then I couldn't remember where it was. And of course, being the genius I am, I didn't make any notes. So I did another one, which is okay. It looks a little different. I don't care so much about that. But it's not, I mean, they're equally stretchy. It'll be fine. I'm not worried about them staying up or anything. But I just wish I could figure out which this was. I can't even remember. Like, I have no idea how I did it. So I think I'm just going to have to do it a few times. Try a few different ones. I bookmarked a bunch. But none of them look familiar because I remember looking at all of them the last time. So hopefully by next week, I actually have the short row afterthought heel from the Proverbial Knitter tutorial series up on my computer. Probably not tonight. I've got to check right tomorrow. I need to study for, but hopefully this weekend. I'm going to be heading north, I hope, to see Mahoney. So maybe I'll get it done then while he's working. So yeah, these are sort of landed. The bulk of the knitting is done. If I wanted a tube sock, they'd be done once I tuck in the ends. But I gotta add the heels. So, we're close to landing. Yay! Takeoff. I got news a little while ago that my BFF from high school, Trina, is having a baby in May. I already knew that. She just sent me a text the other day that said that they're having a little boy, and he looks fantastic. They had their ultrasound to determine the sex of the baby. So, they're very excited. I'm very excited. I am going to use some of my yarn leftovers to make an aviatrix hat. So that is what's on takeoff for me. Lots of little baby things. Little socks and little hats and little sweaters. Yay! So that would be good. So I'm very excited about that. The other thing, and this isn't really takeoff because I've already done it. Or I've already started it, but it's been hibernating. Is this. It's a shawl. Sorry, I haven't even taken this out before this. By Sharon Dreyfus. Can you see that edging? It's a 2-color shawl. It was a mystery knit along of hers. This edge is all rolled up, but it's got this beautiful detail on this side. And I kept up for so long, and then life just got too hectic last year, and I didn't keep up with it. But let me get the pattern out. Oh, do you love what I do with my patterns? Yay! It is. I don't even know if I have the name of it written down. It's in my show notes, and I'm going to link it. But she has charts, she has written, she explains it all. It's fantastic. I was following the written, but I may just go to the charts. They're in here somewhere. Anyway, I don't want to show them to you because I don't want to give away the But this is one of Sharon Dreyfus. She is She Knits. I have known her and her crew in Small Talk for a long time. Many of the women I talk about on here, I know through there. Many of the women I knew already at the retreat, I had met through Sharon. So she kind of brought us together. So this is going to be next to get finished, I hope. But that is on the, that's kind of taking off again. That's on its second attempt. Maybe aborted the first takeoff. Eek. Okay, here's what I actually did last week. I spun like a fool. I talked about this on Plurk. I had 2 bumps of CJ Kopek Creations fiber. I had Alaska, which is the periwinkle blue and the tan and the green. All you can see is green right now, which I was partway done spinning with. I finished it. It has been wound off onto a bobbin after it rested. This is 100% merino. This is Prairie Wind. This is 25% Corriedale, 100%. 25% Corriedale, 75% merino, and it's this beautiful yellow, orangey yellow, the blue and the brown from the other one. And there's a little bit of green tinge in there too, which is great. So what I did with this is I kind of fractal spun using 2 different braids because they were dyed exactly the same. There were 3 little groups that had 1 stripe of each color. So basically you had 3 goldens, 3 blues, and 3 browns. This had 3 greens, 3 blues, 3 browns. So this I spun a chunk of blue, a chunk of brown, a chunk of green. Blue, brown, green. Blue, brown, green. This I actually spun all the orange, or all this yellow together, all the blue together, and all the brown and green together. So I kind of fractal spun using 2 different bumps of fiber. So I am going to insert a video about, these are from Halcyon Yarn. They're $1.25 bobbins. I cannot afford to spend, especially losing my job and not knowing when I'll be able to start a Cape Air, $40 bobbins from Shacked. I love Shacked. I just can't do it. Maybe someday. But right now, $1.25 bobbins work great. So I'm going to put in a video of how I use an electric drill and a stick and my improv Lazy Kate using a shoebox and an old metal knitting needle. Sorry, my leg itched. Like this. Well, this one and the Shacked one. To spin off. So, my honey was nice enough to shoot a little video of how I did that. So, I spun about 6 ounces last week. I don't think in about 3 days, which I don't think I've ever done before. So, that was really fun. So, this will hopefully get plied in the next week or so. But here, without further ado, is about a 2.5-minute video that my honey shot for me, and of how I did that. So enjoy some power tools, or you can fast forward for a couple minutes. Here you go. Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how I wind my full bobbins off my Shacked Sidekick onto a electric drill. So I just got a basic shoebox. I used one of my old beat up metal needles that I don't use anymore. Just poked a hole in each side. And I just simply feed that through there. And that is my Lazy Kate. I don't have a fancy one, so that's what I use. The rest of it is just an electric Black & Decker drill. Or screwdriver, whatever you use it for. I've got a simple, I think you can use a dowel. This is actually a, if you can see the point, it's actually a skewer for making marshmallows. And I got the cardboard bobbins at Halcyon Yarn for $1.25 each, and they're perfect holders to get ready for plying. I've got 2 full bobbins that are ready to be wound off so I can ply them. My other Shacked bobbin is full, so this is how I get around having to buy $40 bobbins. We've just rigged this up with some tape and a zip tie to hold it so it doesn't spin on its own. We've put a simple notch in the cardboard bobbin right there, you can see that, and a little piece of elastic to help also give it a little bit of stability, so while you are spinning it, this doesn't spin with it. This spins with the dowel itself. So I've just started a little bit on here so you can see. So I'm simply going to take that, put it into my into my electric drill here. And then it's going to get a little bit noisy because it's electric drill. But I'm just going to simply guide it and keep it as even as I can, so it pulls off easily when I'm flying. So as you can see, I'm just doing a really easy pace, a nice and slow pace. I don't have a tensioner. I could easily put a tensioner on the bobbin, but I just go nice and easy. I control the tension with my hands, so it keeps it nice and even. And I just kind of eyeball it. There's no magical math or anything being done. So I just keep it nice and even, and I just continue to do that for the entire bobbin, and that way I can be spinning multiple things and not have to worry, you know. It's hard times. I wish I could have a whole ton of bobbins from Shacked, and hopefully in the future I can, but this is a great alternative to doing that. The other thing you do is wind it into a center pole ball. That's another thing that a lot of people do like. I like using power tools for knitting, so I think this is fantastic. My cameraman, my honey, say hi.
Hello.
There he is. So, thank him for his assistance in the video. I just stop and slow down every once in a while and see if it is uneven where I need to go, and I just continue to fill my cardboard bobbin. And we're going to come to a color change fairly shortly. There you go. That's how I wind from my spinning bobbins from my wheel onto a cardboard bobbin for later use in flying. Thanks for watching. Isn't that fun? How fun is it to use power tools for spinning? It's awesome. So, anyway, that is my little video tutorial of the week. I don't know if I should make it a separate video that people can go look for, or if I should, maybe I'll still list it separately eventually, but for now it'll go in there. Let me know if you think one way or the other. So, ground stop, I didn't knit as much, but I spun like crazy. So, it was really good for me last week. It was very relaxing for me, and I really needed that. So, alright, reservations. This is the long section. I don't even know how far into it I am. But, you people are amazing. You are absolutely amazing. Last week was a tough week. I don't even know if that's on my face. Sorry. And I can't mention everyone by name because I got so many supportive PMs, plurks, comments on the blog. I read every one. Most of them made me cry. Depends on when they caught me. I went through, you know, kind of the grieving process. And I'm not trying to take that away from anyone who's actually grieving something more traumatic. But I went through the extremely sad, angry, frustrated, back to sad, you know, back to angry, back to frustrated, back to sad, back to frustrated, back to... So, the emotional roller coaster had just begun last week when I talked to you, and all of your comments were fantastic. They're very well received by me, and if I haven't responded to you, I'm sorry. There was a lot of emails and stuff and PMs, and I tried to get back to everybody. Just know that I read them all, and I was overwhelmed. You people are fantastic. This is the best group of people I've ever experienced. It's something else. So I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything. There's a few people I'm going to mention. Susan Moore and another special lady who never likes to be thanked, so she knows who she is, are amazing. I cannot even begin to express my gratitude to both of you for what you've done for me in the last week. I was touched. I was overwhelmed. Both of you brought me to tears more than once. And you both know why. I will leave it at that for the rest of you. Just think of the coolest thing ever and then times it by 10, and that's what these ladies did for me. Not that I don't appreciate you all, but these, they really blew me away this week. So. And welcome back. Apparently in the middle of my heartfelt part, my camera battery died. So, anyway, my very special friend who does not want any thanks, thank you anyway. And Susan Moore, great big thank you to you also. So, you guys are fantastic. I got a little bit of pattern love this week. Mountain Pearl, my wonderful friend in Colorado, gave me Damask. And Beagle Mom Knitter gave me Batik, which is from the, really? Am I not going to remember? Hold on. It's Kitman Figueroa? Kit Fig at Etsy. It's a couple of shawls that I love, so they were nice enough to give me that. And then Notable Needle from the Notable Needle podcast gave me the monkey pattern by Cookie A. She gave me the PDF. I feel kind of bad because I didn't realize you could get it for free on Knitty. But this is a nice, 2 nice pages of the PDF, so I don't have to try to get Knitty to be printable because I hate how their patterns print. I love Knitty. Don't bust out the pitchforks. I just don't think that it translates well to a printable pattern. That's my only question. I don't need all the pictures when I'm knitting. I just need the pattern. So thank you very much to them. And again, thank you to everybody for all the great words. I have been completely overwhelmed in a good way, with all your wonderful thoughts, words of encouragement, wonderful comments about me being Kate and my wonderful Kateness and just being me and putting it out there. And it's good to know that you're loved and appreciated for who you are. And that's a great thing to hear. So you guys helped me get through a tough week, and I really do thank you for that. What's next? Oh, Twisted Knitwits, who is a third of the 3Use Twisted End Fiber group, has busted out her own shop, Hiwassee Creek Dye Works. I have a picture that I'm going to insert. Hello! Of the beautiful yarn she is donating. I'm also going to be donating this. I just threw my phone on the floor. This someone actually won for when I did the hat giveaway. It was donated by Embry22. It's toe-up socks for everybody, or everybody. And she actually already had that book. So she said keep it and donate it for another thing. So I'm not sure if I'm going to actually do this for babies, or I might do that. I might do my 1-year podiversary is coming up beginning of February 2nd, I think. So maybe I'll keep it for that, but that's another prize. But anyway, the Hiwassee Creek Dye Works donation is for the Yarnivore Snuggle Drive. So if you finish one and put it in my group, I'll draw for that towards the end. The next one is I'm going to partake in a Cal with Notable Needle. In her podcast, she is doing a monkey pattern knit along by Cookie A. I've never made the monkeys before. So, I'm going to, see my little thing, my little tote? It says ready. This is where I've put all my patterns that are ready. So, I am doing the monkeys, the cookie A, and of course, I left it up to my honey to pick from my variegated yarns. And of course he picks Highland Handmaid's Sugar Maple Sock in Plum Crumble. Of course he picks Heather's yarn. So, that is ready. At some point I hope to cross paths with her. Maybe, I don't know about this weekend. We're going to have to see what the weather does, and Cape Air's punishing me tomorrow, but I don't know if I'll get to cross paths with them or not. But that'll be going on a ball winder at some point. So, you can head over to Notable Needle on Ravelry and join her cal. It's just a sock cal. So, there you go. I think it's starting in February. So you can prep for that. Knit a Little, my buddy down in Tejas, is still on the hunt for me for towels for the Wild Kingdom. We are still collecting those, and she's got some great sources for towels. So that'll be really cool to see this spring how that all works out. So thank you very much. And I also wanted to say, and Twisted Knitwits, she also is giving me a little push on my Amazon link, which is fantastic. Thanks for that. And for those of you that are shopping on Amazon, that is really helpful. That is very appreciated. I gotta figure out some stuff to do for my 1 year podiversary, because that is going to enable me to do that. I really appreciate that. So those of you that are shopping at Amazon and clicking through my blog, which is knittingonthefly.blogspot.com, if you click on the Amazon banner, go to Amazon, do all your shopping. I can only see what you buy, which is leading me to add a bunch of stuff to my Amazon wish list, but I can't see anybody's information. So I do get a little percentage of everything you buy, and that is really going to make this a non-issue of worrying about paying for it. So thank you very much. My special TFR this week is you guys, along with my family and my honey. And you really, every time I was feeling down, I'd get a little PM, and Embry22 said, I've had a little package for you and I just haven't got to send it, and now it's just the right time. So little things like that works in mysterious ways. So the universe will spin me around to something else. I don't know what that is right now. Cape Air will keep me employed, keep me flying, keep me doing what I love. But the next big thing, it'll come. So again, thank you to everybody for being there for me. It is greatly appreciated. And much love to my friends. Have a great week. I will see you in a week. And stay warm. I know the Northwest is getting pounded. We've got weather coming tonight and tomorrow. I have my check ride tomorrow, and then hopefully get to watch some football on Sunday. Whoop, whoop! I'm very excited. My Minnesota friends will probably hate me, but I was actually rooting for the Packers last week because I hate the Giants. I'm sorry to anybody who's Giants fans. I don't know. I've never liked them. And I realize my dad doesn't like them, so it's probably where I get it from, but I don't know why. But anyway, here's for football on Sunday. Woohoo. Then we get a week of boring Pro Bowl action, and then we get the Super Bowl. So, woohoo. Anyway, have a great week. If you don't watch football, I'm sorry. Have a great weekend of relaxation. Be safe wherever you are. And keep knitting. Much love.